All right, good afternoon. It is Saturday, October 29, 2022 at 12:05 p.m. Welcome to this updated video on the tropics. This is weather Jamaica. Um, let's dive right into it, shall we? So let's first look at the storm origins in the month of November. We usually see that these storms originate whether if it's out in the North Atlantic, north and northeast of the Caribbean, or in the Caribbean itself, especially in the Western Caribbean, southwest of Jamaica, west of Jamaica, and even northwest of Jamaica. And there are even some spots in the South Central and Eastern Caribbean as well. And where do they normally go? They usually travel from south to north, actually. So let's continue. Let's look and see what we have today. Let's try to reload this page and get the most updated satellite image as possible. So here we have what is a broad area of low pressure. It's an area of low pressure because there is spin going on at the surface, at the lowest point in the atmosphere. So you can see some little swirls going on over and about within this entire area. These clouds stretch from as far as the Eastern Caribbean all the way to the Central Caribbean, southeast of Jamaica, south of Haiti, south of the Dominican Republic. You can even see some fast trade winds and clouds moving along over Puerto Rico. All of this is associated with what is designated as Invest 95L. And there is a high chance of Jamaica being affected by this system. Here we have the rainbow loop showing where the high and cold cloud tops are located. So, the oranges and the reds signify the deep convection and thunderstorms. And we don't really have that much right now. How these things go. While they're developing, they dwindle, they get more intense, they fluctuate. And here we have from the National Hurricane Center, it says we have a 50% chance as of 8 a.m. this morning, that's 7 a.m. Jamaica time, of tropical cyclone formation within the next 2 days, 50-50 shot, while in the next 5 days, we have a 70% chance that this broad area of low pressure over the Eastern Caribbean Sea that is producing a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms, it's going to become gradually conducive for development during the next couple of days as it moves westward to west-northwestward in the Central Caribbean Sea. It says, regardless of development, heavy rainfall is still expected over the Lesser Antilles, the Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico. That's right here. But what about when it gets here, even closer to Jamaica? Definitely some rainfall for Hispaniola, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, and even Jamaica, and then eventually over into Central America. Let's continue, shall we? Moving on, we're looking at the spaghetti model tracks showing where it is headed. Most of the tracks look like it is taking the potential tropical depression or storm south of Jamaica as it moves towards the west northwest. Let's continue. As it relates to the intensity, a couple of days ago, you remember the GFS was going crazy, showing maybe a category 5, whatever the case may be. That's the thing about the GFS. It exaggerates. These things are not set in stone. So with each model run, we have to take them with a grain of salt because, it's not set in stone. It's bound to change. So what the intensity model guidance is showing is that if not a strong tropical wave, maybe a tropical depression or a weak tropical storm. Majority of them don't even take it up to tropical storm strength anymore. It used to. It even went up to category 5 couple, days ago, a week ago. But now the models are actually seeing through that crystal ball even more clearly as, time winds down. Looking at the sea surface temperature anomalies, we see that we have up to 1 to 2 degrees Celsius above average in the Caribbean to support such tropical systems developing in the area. So it has a lot of fuel to use. Let's look at the wind shear map now. We know that wind shear is the wind highest up in the atmosphere, at the upper levels, that is there to destroy the thunderstorms when they get, as deep as possible. Maybe that's why it's having such a hard time right now with all the deep convection on the rainbow loop. As you could see right now, we're having some light westerly to southwesterly winds over the system, but look at what happens. We see that possible the low pressure might form, then it stays south of the strongest wind shear. The wind shear in the blue, green, oranges. You see that over the continental US right there. But what does the system do? What does the 12Z GFS say, global forecast system? It takes it basically near Jamaica right there. But either way, an upper level low pressure is supposed to come later on, and probably ruin its chances of development. So that's enough of wind shear up in the upper levels. Let us look at the lower levels now. Let's look at what windy.com is showing. So on windy.com, we see that we have the broad area of low pressure, or the spin right here, taking place. That's on the Euro model. That's on Saturday right now. Sunday is trying to get its act together. We even see some yellows showing up, showing maybe 25 to 30 knot winds or whatever the case may be. Let's see what Sunday shows, Sunday afternoon. It looks like it's getting even stronger right there south of Hispaniola. Then on a Monday, that's 7 a.m. on Monday, that's where the Euro has it, bringing all of that wind, 25 to 30 knots, into eastern Jamaica right there. Now, this is not set in stone. Then when we have on Tuesdays past Jamaica, we know that it's not set in stone. It could be stronger, it could be weaker. Who knows? We shall see what actually happens. That's just the Euro one, though. Let's see what the GFS is saying as it relates to wind. All right, so Sunday, this is where it has it. Remember, on the Euro, it has it closer to Haiti right here. That's on Sunday. Monday, we don't even have it strengthening to that effect as how the Euro has done. The Euro is the better model. So let us see what it actually does. This is where it is on Tuesday, basically a week. That's what the GFS is showing. But the NHC, the National Hurricane Center, is very biased towards the Euro. So we shall see how it actually unfolds, which one will win this round. Will it be the Euro or the GFS? We shall see next week. That in Jamaica, when it comes to Mondays, it's usually hot and dry. So let us see if this actually happens as the Euro says it is going to happen. As it relates to the precipitation forecast for the Caribbean, you've already seen a lot of rain across the northeastern Caribbean, even in the eastern Caribbean. Places such as, Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, Barbados, St. Lucia, even up near Puerto Rico and the US Virgin Islands. All of these areas got a lot of rain already. And there's still more rain to come from this system, and even some more tropical waves that are coming across the main development region that are piling up against this area of low pressure. So we see in the purples, we have a lot more rain to receive. At least it's not in the reds, showing up to 6 inches of rain. And we see some of that making its way towards Jamaica. That's on the Euro run, which is basically showing what we just saw, where it's actually, expected to go. So where is all of that rainfall expected to go and fall? Mainly over the ocean, eastern Jamaica. Let's see what the GFS shows. The GFS basically shows almost the same thing. We have much more rainfall affecting Puerto Rico, though. Even some in the reds, possibly 7 or 8 inches of rain. We shall see what actually unfolds, guys, because these things are not set in stone. These things can change over time. Okay, as relates to the close-up of Jamaica now, showing where the actual rain will be on the Euro, we see that it's mainly going to be affecting southern parishes. That's what it says now. What will actually unfold when the time arrives. Over the next several days, we see that this is where most of the rain will, be accumulated or piled up, mainly over the south central and the eastern parishes of Jamaica. Okay, and this is showing up to, let's see, 50 to about 80 millimeters of rainfall, especially in the eastern parishes, St. Thomas, Even on the south coast, right here. So St. Elizabeth, Manchester, Clarendon, St. Catherine, we see up to 50 to 70 millimeters of rain. So we shall see what actually unfolds. That's just the Euro. Let's see what the GFS shows. Something completely different. You know that when they are disagreeing like this, there isn't much confidence that this is actually what's going to unfold. Who knows what might happen? Maybe the Euro might win, maybe the GFS might win, maybe none of them might win. Maybe we get more rainfall or less rainfall than what was predicted. We shall see. Either way, the GFS has a lot of rainfall across portions of Jamaica. We see Western Jamaica in the yellows getting some, 30 to 40 millimeters of rainfall. Eastern Jamaica, of course, yes, there's the consensus, there's the agreement. Still a lot of rain with the 50 to 70 millimeters of rainfall. So we shall see what actually unfolds. This goes up until the week after next week, Monday. So we shall see how it actually goes down. As it relates to last night's forecast now, we posted that the ECMWF and JFS supercomputer models are in agreement that portions of northern Jamaica could receive rainfall tonight into early Saturday morning, also affecting sections of some eastern parishes on Saturday afternoon. So let's watch and see what happens. And it indeed went like that, because even last night when we were checking the radar, we see a lot of rain affecting portions of northern parishes in Jamaica. So, St. Anne, St. Mary, Portland, and it has been going on since morning. Here's the close-up satellite image of Jamaica right now. Let's refresh the page to get the latest image. And we still see some clouds affecting sections of St. Anne, St. Mary, and Portland, Jamaica right here. And some of these clouds are spilling into southern parishes. So we shall see what happens during the afternoon. We already predicted that even eastern parishes could get in on the afternoon showers. So let's see how that unfolds. It's still after 12. We still have a couple more hours to go before the day comes to an end. So we shall see how that goes. As it relates to the Doppler radar images now, we know that Doppler radars, they don't show the clouds, they show where the rain is actually falling. And the Jamaican Doppler radar has been done for some time now. Hopefully it comes back up before 2023 gets here. We shall see. Either way, in the green, we know that we have light to moderate rainfall in the dark greens, and then we're in the yellow, we have some strong rainfall. So we can see that yes, St. Mary, Portland maybe is spilling into portions of northern St. Andrew, northern St. Thomas, eastern St. Anne. Maybe those areas are getting in on some of the rainfall as well. Now, before we come to a close, there are some people that you guys need to follow on Twitter. This Weber Weather, Eric Webb. He is very good at what he does as it relates to forecasting and seeing some things that many people are not seeing. It says here in one of his latest tweets, classic South America cold pressure surge triggering a convectively coupled Kelvin wave in the tropical Atlantic later in week 2. Week 2 is when? That's after the 7th of November. What is he trying to say? He's saying that, yes, South America is going to be influencing the weather across the Caribbean and the main development region. All this cold surge is going to be coming all the way down throughout the jungle, coming into the area. And what is going to be happening? What is going to happen? It's going to cause a lot of upward motion so that the thunderstorms are easier to form. Look at the time frame between November 4 to 11. That's 9 to 15 days out. He also made a similar tweet. Again, he said, this is about as big of a signal as you're ever going to see this far out for a tropical cyclone in the Atlantic Basin in November. You can thank the big cold surge in South America later next week for that. So he's once again highlighting this cold surge and how it's going to cause a lot of upward motion. What's the time frame again? November 3rd to November 10. So even if what is coming towards Jamaica at this time doesn't form, we still could get something around the first 14 days of November across, even not only in Jamaica, even the Eastern Caribbean as well. Lots of more rain to come. You know that the hurricane season ends on November 30th. So we shall see what unfolds. We all know how these things go. If there are lots of tropical waves, they can affect us. Strong winds, heavy rainfall, especially across the Eastern Caribbean. We know that it doesn't only take a tropical depression or a storm to get things damaged, flooded, whatever the case may be. So please Pay attention to the weather updates. Hopefully, I will have more time on my hands to post some more weather updates like these. And I hope you guys enjoy. Comment, subscribe, and like the video. Okay. All right. Take care.